How's it going out there, guys? Welcome to podcast or Room 3 podcast. I hope you guys like this. We're going over the last chapter, chapter 8, A Union of Change and Triumph. Please hit the like and subscribe button and tell your friends about us because we're trying to get to 50 followers. And right now we're at 41 followers, but at 50 followers you can go live. And I guarantee you the podcast that we're going to be doing, excuse me, how rude of me. What I'm doing right now is just an overview of my life. I'm going to be the main person in the podcast, but we're going to have different generations, different creeds, different breeds, different colors, different pronouns. Hell, different strange addictions. I mean, we're going to be doing it all. So if you want to be on our podcast, please send me a message and we'll get back to you. Because, hell, the more the merrier. And everybody has an interesting story to tell. You just need a platform to tell it, right? So that's what I'm trying to do here. Make a platform for people to tell their stories and have input. And maybe if your story's bad, have support and comfort in the podcast. You know, everybody has gone through hard times in their life. Everybody has shit done to them that they didn't like. Life's hard. Life's not fair either. But let me go ahead and get started with this, and please like and subscribe. Let me go ahead and do my sponsors. Mountain Dew. Refreshing. Fogger. This one is Dragonberry. Kiwi Dragonberry. They say this thing has 10,000 hits in it. You can see the nicotine in there, see it? Anyways, enough of that shit. So there's my sponsors. And let's get started. Chapter 8, A Union of Change and Triumph. The past decade had tested my endurance, patience, or perseverance and patience. As a temporary employee at the Metropolitan Water District, I witnessed firsthand the neglect and exploitation that plagued our workforce. We, the temps, were the backbone of the operation, yet we were treated as dispendables. Promises of permanent positions were dangled in front of us like carrots, only to be snatched away when we got too close. But everything changed when Karen stepped into our new union boss. Karen was a force to be reckoned with, a breath of fresh air in the stagnant environment of the district. Unlike her predecessors, she genuinely cared about the plot of temporary workers. She wasn't just a leader, but a beacon of hope for the 163 of us who had dedicated various years of our lives to this job. I had the most time among us, almost 11 years of service, and it was Karen who finally saw our struggles and took action. Under Karen's guidance, we launched the class action lawsuit against Metropolitan Water District. It was a bold move, one that came with a risk and challenge. Yet, I remained steadfast in my duties, ensuring that my work never wavered during this tumultuous time. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce that word. Let's say hard time, during this hard time. The core battle was long and arduous, stretching out for almost a year. But when the day of the verdict arrived, I felt a rush of vindication. The court ruled in our favor. I screamed to the top of my lungs. I always knew hard work would pay off. Yeah! Fucking ha! That's what I yelled. The victory was not just legal. It was a moral triumph. As part of the settlement, I was finally offered a permanent position, no longer the donkey chasing the ever elusive carrot. Additionally, they offered me a spot in their apprenticeship program to become an electrician. It was a 5-year program that would transform me into a journey-level man in the electric field. I seized the opportunity with both hands. To celebrate this new chapter in my life, my wife, my friends, and I decided to take a trip to Laughlin. We stayed at the Edgewater Casino, and that night I couldn't lose. The casino upgraded us to a luxury suite with a jacuzzi hot tub in the bathroom. We reveled in our good fortune, and as we relaxed in the suit, the painted angels seemed to smile down on us. 2 weeks into my new job, I was thriving, and the company not only recognized my hard work with a permanent position, but also rewarded me with a substantial raise. It was cause for another celebration. As my friends and I played pool in the backyard, my wife emerged with a radiant smile on her face. Our eyes met and she announced, "I'm pregnant." At that exact moment, the song, "With Arms Wide Open" by Creed played on the radio. It was a sign, a symbol of the incredible journey we were embarking on together. We all cried tears of joy, and it became one of the happiest times of my life. In my apprenticeship class, I was doing remarkably well, maintaining an 87 average. My mentor, Bryce, was the best of the best. He took me under his wing and taught me everything he knew about the electrical system at the Wadsworth Pumping Plant, a state-of-the-art facility. I learned to work on electrical generators, MMIs, cooling cabinets, and high-voltage systems. Despite the hard work, I had a blast with my colleagues, and I excelled in my studies. Learning trigonometry was a challenge, especially since my high school had only taught me business math, but I pushed through, determined to succeed. One day, while working on the 6.9 kV circuit breakers with hydro, I was on the mezzanine looking over the 12 generators. 8 of them were running, producing electricity, when I felt a strange sensation sweep across my chest. It was a wave, and my heart began to race. I couldn't tell if it was the harmonics or the EMFs, but it felt wrong. My heart rate skyrocketed, reaching 187 beats per minute. I rushed to the 3rd floor where Bryce was and asked him to take my pulse. He immediately told me to go to the boss's office. Our boss, Boyd, quickly grabbed the defibrillator, preparing for the worst. At the moment, I was terrified. The instructions were in French, and I couldn't communicate what was happening. Fortunately, an ambulance was already on site, and they rushed me to the hospital. However, in the chaos of the day, a safety drill with emergency services, I was mistaken for a fake John Doe and pushed aside. By the time the doctors saw me, my heart rate had returned to normal. They monitored me for a few hours and then sent me home. The next week, I wore a heart monitor to determine the cause of the episodes. The results came back normal. There was nothing wrong with my heart. The doctors concluded that the harmonics or EMFs in the plant were the culprits. It was too close to call, too close for comfort. I decided to withdraw from the apprenticeship program, realizing that my health was more important. This decision marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. What came next would redefine my life once more. And that was the end of chapter 8. And I lied. There is one more chapter. It's chapter 9. It's the finished product. I thought this was going to be chapter 9, but I was wrong. So please subscribe. Hit the like button. Mountain Dew and Fogger. Make sure you buy those. And have a great day, and I can't wait to get to 50 followers so we can start our podcast. So talk to y'all later.